Hey guys, welcome to the channel, welcome to the garage. I want to show you the tire damage that I just got in this car last week. I was driving home on the freeway, going, the speed limit, going through a construction zone, and I hear a clunking sound, and then all of a sudden it's like it gets louder and louder as I'm driving. So I pull over to the side of the road. I look back at it was my passenger rear tire. I thought something that got wedged between like the tire and maybe the fender or something, like it was hitting. I go to look at the tire, guys, and check this out. I have a huge bolt that got lodged into the tread of my tire. Now, when I first saw this, it was just sticking out just a little bit. I come home and I'm trying to pull this thing out, and if I look on the inside of the tire here, I got the tire off. On the other side is it's like a concrete anchor. This thing's like probably 7 inches long, and it's got this head on it here. These tires here, these are the Hankook Ventus Ion AX tires. These only had 3,000 miles on them, and this tire is absolutely destroyed. Luckily, I was only about 3 miles from my house. I pull over the side of the freeway, I check it out. Luckily, all the air didn't immediately escape. It held air. So I was able to pull over, check it out, and I was able to drive home. The rim didn't get damaged at all, but the tire is absolutely toast. You can see how thick this thing is. Hell, there's no way that thing can be patched. And I had a spare wheel and tire here. This one I have just one of the original Goodyear tires. The tire size on these are the 20-inch wheels. It's the 255/40 R20. And this I picked up, guys, you can find these wheels for $200-300 on eBay. That's where I found this one. And I got this tire for $100 to $150. So for about $500 you can get like a spare wheel and tire mounted up. This one does not have the TPMS sensors. This has just a regular valve stem in it because it's really just meant to be a temporary wheel. And you can get a TPMS sensor for 30 or 40 bucks. I could swap that in there, but I really don't plan on using this long term. So I just have this. So for between $400 and $600, you can get a wheel and tire setup for your car that you can just swap on. So luckily I came home, I took off the bad wheel, I swapped this on, and I took the tire off, and that's when I was able to discover this huge bolt sticking out of my tire. So this tire is toast. Now, one thing I had to do is I had to find a new replacement tire. This is the new one I just found. Unfortunately, Hankook no longer makes the Ventus Ion AX. They make the Ion Evo AS tire. 95% tread left on it. So I wanted to find a tire that had like the same amount of tread as the other tires, so that way I didn't have to replace the 2 rear tires. I could just replace the one rear one here. That's why it's important to have a spare wheel, because what would have happened is had I taken this to like the tire store, they'd had to order a new tire. They might have said I had to replace both rear tires, order those, and I have to wait 3 or 4 days. My car would have been undrivable. But luckily, because I had my spare wheel, I was able to throw that on there, drive around with that. So what I did is I basically measured the tread that was left on this tire that got destroyed. So if you just use your tread depth gauge, you can see it's got 9/32 there, 8.5. It was just over $200 for this tire. Normally these are probably close to $400 new. But you can see here, I found this one with almost the same tread depth. These cars do not come with any kind of spare tire at all, so you want to have at least a spare wheel. I just keep this in my garage at all times. I can swap it onto my car when needed. This is the first time I've really had to use it. First time I've really had like major tire damage where I've had to like completely, I completely destroyed a tire. So I've had a few nails in tires, and so not only do you have to be aware and be prepared for tire damage, but also rim damage. If you hit a hard pothole, not only are you going to damage your tire, but you can crack the rim, and that's something that you can't really fix right away. You have to take that completely off. If you got a spare wheel and tire, it's going to really help alleviate that. It's going to make life a lot easier when you have some kind of tire or wheel damage. Now, luckily, guys, this happened when I was pretty close to home, so I was able just to drive home, swap on my other tire. It didn't leave me stranded. But keep a can of this Fix-A-Flat inside of your car, as well as some kind of a like portable compressor that's battery powered or 12-volt power that you can pump up a tire. So like you could fill your tire up with this. It'll seal up a hole, and then you can just pump it up so you're not stranded. So at least so you can get to the tire store and get kind of a more permanent solution. Now, one thing you can also do is, because this happened in a construction zone on the freeway where they're building like a new interchange, they're building like a new overpass or something. I contacted my Department of Transportation, and they have a claim that you can submit if you get kind of like pothole or damage to your car because of a construction issue. You can submit that. So I submitted a claim to them to help get reimbursed for the cost of this tire that I had to replace, because this tire new is over $400. This used one I got for just over $200, but if I can get that reimbursed, that would be awesome. Contact your Department of Transportation, submit a claim, and then they'll submit that to the construction company that's dealing with that construction. And a lot of the times they have an insurance policy that will help reimburse the cost for damage in their construction zones. Now, Tesla does have like roadside assistance. So let's say if I was stranded on the side of the road with wheel or tire damage, I could call roadside assistance. Really what they would do is they would simply just tow you to the Tesla service center. They would replace your tire, essentially. They would just, swap on a new tire. It seems that Tesla's tire prices are very high compared to like other retail shops. And so, yeah, they have roadside assistance, but you're going to pay a lot more at the Tesla service center than you are at a local tire store. Or if you just order a tire online, you find one that's just slightly used, that's going to save you a lot of money. Guys, thanks for watching the video. Leave a comment down below, hit that thumbs up, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks.